Here are 50 animated facts to blow your mind. Goats have horizontal rectangular pupils. They're herbivores that are often the target of carnivores, so they have rectangular slit pupils as a line of defense, which helps them run away faster. The town of Nagora in Japan has more scarecrows than it does humans. The town has 30 people and over 400 scarecrows. Glass is pretty incredible. Over a ton of natural resources are saved from every ton of glass that is recycled. And in addition, it's 100% recyclable and can be recycled endlessly without loss in quality or purity. The giant wetapunga are really large insects that are unique to New Zealand. When they are fully grown, they can weigh more than a mouse. The sports brand Nike was originally founded in 1964 by CEO Phil Knight and Oregon head track coach Bill Bowerman as Blue Ribbon Sports, or BRS. The name was later changed to Nike. There's a museum in Peaks Island, Maine that is dedicated exclusively to umbrella sleeves. Over 700 umbrella coverings hang from the walls and ceiling. Pikachuran protein was named after the Pokemon character Pikachu by Japanese scientists because of the character's agility. Competitors at Wimbledon are only allowed to wear all white while competing. This dress code dates back to the 1800s when it was frowned upon and considered unseemly to have visible sweat stains. The sloth is the world's slowest mammal. It's so sedentary that algae grows on its coat, giving it a greenish tinge that helps camouflage them in trees. Rhinestones got their name from the Rhine River because the factory that produced them in Austria used energy that was driven by the Rhine River. Early astronaut food came in tubes, similar to toothpaste tubes. Astronaut John Glenn, the first American to orbit Earth, had to endure bite-sized cubes, freeze-dried powders, and semi-liquids stuffed into aluminum tubes. He said that the foods were unappetizing and disliked squeezing tubes, and on top of that, the freeze-dried foods were hard to rehydrate, and crumbs had to constantly be prevented from ruining instruments. The first country to legalize same-sex marriage was the Netherlands. It was passed in December of 2000 by a 3-to-1 margin. Now, over 23 major countries have legalized it, including Canada, England, and the United States. The only child of King Henry V, Henry VI, ascended to the British throne when he was only 8 months, 25 days old, making him the youngest king in British history. The female Tasmanian devil can have up to 50 joeys or pups in one litter. They all have to scramble to attach themselves to one of the 4 available teats in the mother's pouch. The ones that don't attach to a teat do not survive. It's a New Year's tradition in Peru to give and wear new yellow underwear because yellow is for luck and happiness. Pez was invented in 1927 in Vienna, Austria as a breath mint. Pez is actually an abbreviation for the German word Pfefferminz, or peppermint. The dispenser was invented in 1948 to resemble a cigarette lighter and was meant to encourage people to quit smoking. Watchmaker Garo and Serdian designed a special watch that keeps time with Martian solar days, and it was used by NASA. The Martian day is longer than Earth's, but this minimal variance can amount to physical and mental fatigue. Every day, team members are reporting to work 39 minutes later than the previous day, so the watch is actually 24.65 hours. Scientists at Imperial College London and US firm DNA Electronics are developing a type of HIV test using a USB stick. It uses a drop of blood to detect HIV, then creates an electrical signal that can be read by a computer, laptop, or handheld device. Pretty cool. The South Island town of Oramaru in New Zealand built an underpass specifically for the blue-feathered Korora penguin so that they can get to their nesting sites every night. McDonald's in Italy is selling a Nutella burger called Sweetie con Nutella. It's Nutella spread between a hamburger bun. Yeah, be right back. I'm going to Italy. Former First Lady Jackie Kennedy won an Emmy for her televised tour of the White House in 1962. Actor Tom Cruise was a student at a Franciscan seminary as a teenager and aspired to become a priest before he went into acting. I guess that explains a lot about what he's into now, doesn't it? Horses are physically unable to vomit. This is because horses have a number of key physiological differences to ensure that any food they ingest takes a one-way trip. They have a much lower esophageal sphincter that is much stronger than in other animals, making it nearly impossible to open that valve under backward pressure from the stomach. A curling stone weighs 44 pounds and is made of granite. In fact, almost all curling stones in the world, and all of those used in the Olympics, come from an uninhabited 220-acre island just off the coast of Scotland. Country singer Dolly Parton is Miley Cyrus's godmother. The Titanic had its own newspaper. The Atlantic Daily Bulletin was printed daily on board the Titanic and had news, ads, stock prices, horse racing results, gossip, and of course the day's menu in it. In Victorian times, men with mustaches would eat their soup with a mustache spoon, also called an etiquette spoon. It was a spoon with a special guard to help keep their neatly kept mustaches clean while they ate. One of the most unique wills ever written was by farmer Cecil George Harris of Rosetown, Saskatoon in 1948. He scratched his will into the fender of a tractor that he was trapped under for 10 hours during a heavy storm. His will read, "In case I die in this mess, I leave all to my wife." He died that night from his injuries. A judge ordered that portion of the tractor cut off, and it is now displayed under a piece of glass in the University of Saskatchewan Law Library. Bluetooth got its name from Swedish communication company Ericsson's Viking heritage. It's named after Danish Viking King Harald Blatland. Blatland translates to Bluetooth in English, and amazingly, the Bluetooth symbol is actually Blatland's initials inscribed in runic symbols. There's a museum in downtown Austin, Minnesota dedicated to Spam. It features bluegrass instruments made of Spam cans, a Spam rocket, a Spam can conveyor suspended from the ceiling, and a Spam children's play area. Maine and Vermont are the only two states where there is no felon voting restrictions. Even current inmates can vote. The 16th president of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, never actually slept in the Lincoln bedroom. Instead, he used it as his personal office. There are more saunas in Finland than there are cars. Unlike the rest of us in the world, who generally view a hop-in sauna as a luxury, the Finnish consider their weekly sauna trip as a necessity, right up there with food, rye bread, and vodka. Oh yeah. Rapper Busta Rhymes voiced Reptar in the Rugrats movie. Halogynophobia, also known as venostrophobia or for short, gynophobia, is the abnormal fear of beautiful women. Vandals in Russia vandalized a Soviet star, which is a highly revered symbol for communism in the country, by painting it to look like Patrick, the cartoon starfish from the kids' show SpongeBob SquarePants. Pope Francis used to be a bouncer in a bar. Penguins can't fly, but they can still get airborne by jumping. Smaller species of penguins can actually jump as high as almost 10 feet in the air. Cashews are in the same family as poison ivy and poison sumac. The cashew plant contains powerful chemical irritants that are found in the shell oil. That is why you can only buy cashews already out of the shell. The world's only ventriloquist museum is located in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky. It houses 750 ventriloquist dummies from over 20 different countries. Yeah, that kind of sounds like a nightmare to me, yikes. Actress Sissy Spacek was actually 26 when she played the role of a teenager in the movie Carrie, based on Stephen King's first novel. NBA superstar Michael Jordan was actually cut from his Laney High School varsity basketball team. The ZIP in zip code is an acronym for Zone Improvement Plan. Twitter limits its users to 2,400 tweets and 1,000 direct messages per day. And if you hit that limit, you definitely have a problem. There's a condition called superior canal dissonance where the sufferer can actually hear their own pulse and their eyes moving in their sockets. Most grasshoppers will vomit a repugnant, bitter, acidic bile when they're handled by a predator. It's essentially a last resort defense mechanism. Jackie Chan won an honorary Oscar in 2016. He's the first Chinese actor in history to receive the award. In November of 2016, a magnitude 7.8 earthquake tore through New Zealand. It was so powerful that it dragged the sea floor 6.6 feet above ground. It happened so fast that it was still crawling in sea life when it was discovered. To celebrate the launch of the 2017 Lexus IS sports sedan, Lexus partnered with Weifang Foods to create a customized 2017 Lexus Sriracha IS. It's a Sriracha-themed car where even its paint has Sriracha in it. It has all kinds of Sriracha-themed details, including a trunk filled with 43 bottles of Sriracha for emergencies. President William H. Taft was the first president to have a Christmas tree in the public part of the White House. It was put in the Blue Room, and the Blue Room still hosts the official Christmas tree today. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of 50 animated facts to blow your mind. I really hope you guys enjoy the new format. I'm really excited about it. If you do enjoy it, be sure to drop a like on this video and leave a comment giving me some feedback. I'd really appreciate it. I will see you guys next time.